this is kind of a big one, but people are obviously feeling a lot of anxiety and stress. And so we got a question that was saying, during the times when I can focus, this is somebody, I believe, I'm trying to remember who posted it, who has a younger kid. So when they're napping, it's the time I can focus, but I'm feeling so much anxiety and stress that I'm finding myself down a rabbit hole on Twitter and the news. So how can I try and channel out everything that's happening in the world and really focus on work?
Okay, I've got a solution for this.
Oh, she's going to be thrilled.
We need to schedule time to worry. Okay, I know it sounds ridiculous, but this works really well. So basically put 15 minutes or 30 minutes on your calendar, depending on your level of anxiety. Maybe you want to put some time in the morning and some time in the afternoon, just depends. But time box it. So it's like, I'm giving myself 15 minutes. I'm going to check all the news sites. I'm going to figure out what's going on. I'm going to text my mom and make sure that she's still staying inside, because I don't know about you guys, but like my boomer parents definitely are not listening to any of the recommendations and are like going to dinner parties and things. But, so whatever you need to do during that chunk of time, and what you do is then you compartmentalize it. And so the interesting thing psychologically is that when we actually schedule this time to worry and time to get updated, our brain can let go any other times because it knows it has a time to handle this thing, right? And so sometimes you find that when you get to 4 p.m. on the calendar and it says, okay, it's time to learn everything you can about COVID-19 now, you're like, I'm not, like, whatever, I don't need that right now. But other times you're like, oh yes, I need that, and you can go into it. And so schedule that time, because otherwise it can actually infect all of your time. It's kind of funny actually, because I was telling this to one of my clients the other day, and then yesterday, a client who I haven't worked with for several months reached out to me and just said, hey, I just wanted you to know, I have been stressing so much about all this coronavirus stuff. And then I thought, I'm going to channel Alexis. And so I decided to schedule some time to check about it and then not check at the other times. And I was like, you did a fantastic job of channeling me, because I have literally been giving that same advice to other people.
That's amazing. That's a good client. She's been listening.
Yeah, she was listening and she kept it going.
Yeah, that's amazing. I like that though, because otherwise you really can find yourself, checking, doing something, because it's an unprecedented situation we're in. So it's hard.
And like for me, I a long time ago, like all the news I get, I listen to NPR's Up First podcast while I'm getting dressed in the morning, and that's it. And like, I know that because my husband checks things much more often, he'll tell me if something, important happens. And then I do have like the text messages set up for San Francisco to tell me when, they're instating some new draconian rule for us, right? But other than that, it's just, I really limit it because it doesn't change anything.
It doesn't. And my husband's a news junkie. So I honestly am not that dissimilar. I used to listen to NPR on the way to work, and now I'm switching to podcasts. And I hear from him because he's reading everything.